Alrighty, here we are. Will Schofield, Mark Reading, Shelter FootyCast live from BackChat Studios. Got a bone to pick with Skeeter straight off the top today. You've promised that don't look at me like that. You've promised the audience. It's like you're like a politician or a head coach that's striving for his job still. You've said you're going to do this. You said you're going to do that. Where's the kick for goal? Where is it?
I'm ready to go. Let's go straight after this. Let's go. I'm right. I've got my runners on, I've got shorts on. I'm ready to go.
You know I have to go after this.
So now, because you have other commitments, as I have, because I'm just changing my whole life in the next month, that kicking a ball around the corner to score a point at the very minimum is it's a tragedy.
Can you
guarantee?
Can you?
Yes.
Can you give me a guaranteed date that's going to happen by?
Well, I said this Thursday, so obviously that's off the table now. So let's do
Is
it.
that my fault, is it?
Well, I'm right to go. So, yeah, so listeners and viewers, please don't throw all the shade at me. I'll happily do it next Tuesday. And again, all I said was from 20 out, some blokes, they belly the ball and just...
If it had been 20 out, I wouldn't have blinked.
It wasn't 40 out. It wasn't 30 out.
Well, it was at least 30. It could have been 40, but I'll give you 30.
No, it wasn't. He was near the behind post, so anyway.
It wasn't.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
I wouldn't look. I'm
just trying to protect the AFL players.
I am very mindful of the fact that these guys are highly skilled athletes. That's why when they kick the ball, sometimes as they do from close range, even from 20 out around their bodies, and they don't make the distance, you're going, what is going on here, Scully?
Even I could do it, which is what you said.
I said even I could score. Okay. I could score. But again, you try and twist and manipulate whatever I've said. Anyway, I'll do it. Can't do it today because you've got commitments.
Big thank you to our sponsors for today's shows, Aspect Accountants, bringing us the numbers. Make sure you get in touch with Ben and the team there, aspectaccountants.com.au. They'll sort you out. Both of our sponsors today, I think you should be reaching out. Accountants, money, moving money, paying tax. I mean, you've
That's
just
banks.
bought...
That's banks that I need first. I need accountants for another time. I need banks to lend me money and give me
selling houses, you're buying houses... Like, you must be on that much money at the radio station and TV and every other job you have.
No.
It's just incredible.
Well, you do know I have about 6 jobs at the moment, so I'm just trying
Have you got a good accountant?
I have had a long-term accountant, yes, but Aspect Accountants obviously do a very good job. And
our other terrific partners on the show today, Homewise Solar, Skeeter. Given that you've bought a new house...
Yep.
Homewise Solar on top of it.
Yeah, look, this might surprise you. I have no idea about what's on top of the roof of my house. In fact, you told me last night I had 5 bedrooms in my new house. I've only got 4.
I think it's an opportunity to maybe just halt the investing on the Dapto dogs and the horses and the cricket.
I don't bet on dogs and horses now.
The India v bloody Afghanistan cricket, second innings, lowest score, stop putting your money there. Maybe just put a little bit of money into Homewise Solar. Save yourself some money. Put a battery system in your house. You'll save money. Electricity stored. And then your missus will be happy. She's not happy with your betting.
I'll go and speak.
Is she happy with her betting or not?
Well, she should be happy because guess what? It's
Is it profitable?
Because she takes all my money anyway and just puts it in another account. So no, she's fine. And the leader of the opposition will have the final say on that, and I will follow as you do at home as well.
Okay, great. So you can use both of our sponsors. Let's get into the big moments around Skeeter of the week, I should say. Simon Goodwin sacked. He is out the door.
Well, you forecast, and I think I was on the same train as you, that if they got beaten by the Eagles, he could well be out the door. Well, they won by 83 points, and he was still out the door.
So his book was marked, wasn't it?
It was a bit stiff. I mean, not since Ron Alexander won, I think, the final game by 87 points in 1987. He had a record of 11-11, and he got relieved of his duties after 1 year at the Eagles. Have we seen a coach given the lemon? So, yeah, that was... It's no surprise, I think, in the sense of... They needed a reset there. Off-field, they've still got an interim CEO, interim president. There's a few things happening at Melbourne which we've read about, and if we've read about it, there's probably even more that's happened under the surface. And Glenn Bartlett's mentioned stuff over the journey. The premiership was terrific from him, but I think it will be a good move long-term for Melbourne.
So he was premiership coach 2021. His career record was 111, 1 draw and 90 losses. So he was a positive win record. 3rd most wins as Melbourne in Melbourne history. 4th most games coached. Troy Chaplin will take over there as interim coach for 3 games. It'll be, the interesting conversation off the back of it is, well, who do they go and get? We know probably the 4 big hitters in Buckley, Hinkley, Longmire and Simpson. Hurd seems like he's
Doesn't want to do it.
Right, okay, so he's
off the table, at least publicly, yeah.
Okay. Is there anyone else that's floating around that has coached or wants to coach?
Well, I think you could also look at assistant coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems to be the obvious, the percentage play or the obvious answer. The easy way out is to go, let's get a Buckley, let's get a Longmire, let's get a Simpson. That though, I don't necessarily think that is the only way to do it.
The Footy Classified, I think Eddie McGuire was saying that he's heard that Melbourne want 2 of those guys. They want a Ken Hinkley as the director of coaching, and they want a Adam Simpson as the coach. They want 2 of those 4.
Interesting, because Adam Simpson, I listened to him this morning on radio, and he's been quite evasive, certainly publicly, about his role.
I saw the back page.
Yeah.
Going him again, the West. The West is going him.
But I actually read the article, and I'll go into Simo's corner here. This is 24 hours after a coach is sacked, and he said going for a coaching job when he went for West Coast, he was obviously prepared. He went for Brisbane's job, didn't get it, but he went through a really stringent process of he employed someone to help him prepare for a job interview. A lot goes into it, and he said he simply hasn't even thought that far ahead. I know you expected, I want to coach again. I don't think it's that simple, Sco. It's such a big change to your life. And guys like, he mentioned Daniel Pratt and others who are in that boat have been assistant coaches, they would be better prepared, I'd say, than what Simpson, Longmire and maybe Buckley are, because they know that the time they've been there, and are you prepared to put your personal life, your family life on hold to some degree? So the fact that he hasn't come out and said, I want to coach, I actually have some sympathy for that, because it's a huge commitment.
Interestingly, I reckon 4 of the top assistant coaching candidates I know very well.
Really?
Daniel Pratt,
yes,
who was my backline 2018 Premiership backline coach.
Yep.
Adrian Hickmott, who I credited a big way in what we did contested ball in our midfield and our competitiveness at West Coast. Jamie Graham, who was highly touted last year for a few jobs.
Hasn't been mentioned at all at the moment, but...
No, but he wasn't he?
Absolutely.
I don't think he loses credibility after 1 year. Ash Hansen was in and around the mark last year. I played with Ash a lot. So there's 4 that I know pretty well. I know Brett Montgomery has been...
Yeah, Hayden Skipworth's been talked about, Stephen King, and a few of those names obviously were mentioned in dispatches re the Eagles job. So, look, Melbourne will go through the process. Carlton last night, I'm not sure if you're going to get to that, but to this point they've stuck fat with Michael Voss. I hope they keep him and just build around him, because... Carlton's had so many changes. It just hasn't worked, Brendan.
5-hour board meeting last night.
That's a long chat.
So they've said he survived, right? I saw the cameras chasing board members around the car park. Did you see that?
Well, Greg Williams is...
So Diesel Williams is on the board, is he? Because I saw him.
Yeah, he's on the board.
Right, so he's on the board. He didn't want to have a bar of it.
Cookie left early.
There was a lady sort of trying to get to her. There's cameras running around.
Great vision. I love all that stuff.
Well, but... Look, I take my mind back to West Coast. I don't know if you remember the story of events there. Now, we're closer to the end of the year.
Which year are we talking about?
When Simo got sacked.
Oh, yeah.
Last year.
That's last year, yeah.
There was one of these. There was people out the front of a house. There was board meeting. It was at someone's house.
Oh, okay.
And it was a 6-hour meeting, and Simo survived. Justin Langer came to the aid, right, argued his way, and Simo survived. He was sacked 2 weeks later. So I guarantee you there was one of these. I don't buy into the Moss is our coach going for. Have we heard? Has Carlton come out and?
Oh no, I'm not saying he's safe. I'm not saying he's safe. I just, and again, I don't know the intricate details of their coaching setup at all. But Brad Lloyd, who's I think coming out of contract, Ash Hansen's still got a contract in place. They've got a big decision to make. In fact, Graham Wright's going to have the final say to some degree, or a big say in what happens. I hope Fossey keeps his job, but then again, I don't want anyone to get sacked.
I hope everyone keeps their job.
Saying, I've got no interest in having people lose their livelihood, particularly Goodwin, premiership coach. I mean, that's the only bloke in 57 years to have done it, or the 60 years to have done it for Melbourne, so that's pretty significant.
Leader, you did mention leader of the opposition. I know you weren't talking about this, but I did see some imagery of the 2021 Premiership dais, leader of the opposition now, Basil Zempilas. So I saw some stuff online. Simon Goodwin never got to do his speech.
Never got to speak.
Baz forgot. This is why I hate emceeing. Like, it's a shit job.
Baz was trying to do a few things on that day.
Yeah, Baz was like Skeeter on bloody Spring Racing Carnival, trying to get into tents and trying to do cashies and trying to wheel and deal with tickets and get me in the bullpen and get me in the bloody pigeon cage.
Or the bird cage.
Yeah.
Not the bullpen. Isn't that baseball?
I don't know. Well, is that what you know?
The bird cage.
Yeah, you'd have like 3 phones ringing around. You'd put a bet on this one and speaking to bloody Godfrey and Hurst on this one going, can I get into the Mercedes-Benz tent? Is that what you do on Spring Racing Car?
No, I sit with Rick Hart and the members and we just drink champagne and everything else. Now, listen, there wasn't, and Paul Solomon didn't get to speak that night, but anyway.
A couple of before I get to the retirees, Matthew Pavlich, new CEO of the Sydney Swans, Fremantle legend.
You know what? I've got to take a step back here because I have, laughed at you when you said you could be the next CEO of the AFL. It's actually the clarity's coming to me. Matthew Pavlich has gone from being a footy commentator to the CEO of the Sydney Swans. Bloody hell, Sky. Anything's possible in your world.
I don't, like, I sit here and I talk and things come out of my mouth and you chuckle along. Chuckles Reading. What's wrong with me saying that?
That just makes me think that you could, given them Pav, not at all dissing him with what he's got in business acumen, etc., or football background, but he's just been parachuted in as a CEO of a football club. Why can't you do something like that?
Well, but this is my exact point, mate. He's been running businesses for 12 years.
Yeah.
What am I doing now? I'm running businesses.
So you could run a footy club?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not joking. I'm not trying to take the piss out of you. Yes, I would. Yes, that's
you
correct.
could be the CEO of a footy club tomorrow.
Hang on. Don't put.
Well, that's what Paz doing.
Don't put tomorrow in there.
Okay.
You got tomorrow. Tomorrow. Yeah. No worries. Yeah.
You know what? I would just love to be. I'd love to be the person unveiling, ladies and gentlemen, the new CEO of the Western Bulldogs is William Schofield.
Skeeter, do you understand what my role is at BackChat Studios? Do you understand what my job is?
Yeah, I understand.
I'm
but
the CEO
there are lots of CEOs out there who, but that doesn't mean you're going to be.
It doesn't quite fathom. It doesn't quite compute with your brain. I am a CEO. That's what I am. I don't call myself a CEO. I don't walk around going, I'm the CEO, but the CEO is the boss.
I'll guarantee you that Matthew Pavlich will still be very nervous about taking over not just a business, a club which has got a lot of constituents, a lot of stakeholders. And it's a huge task and we wish him well.
Homewise Solar guarantee of the week from Mark Reddings that Matthew Pavlich would be nervous going into Sydney.
Well, that's a given. I'll find something more juicy as in terms of footy related very shortly.
I just see a couple of quirky things with this is West Coast plays Sydney, last round of the year, here at Optus Stadium. I text Pav yesterday, give him a bit of shit. I call him the skipper of our West Australian team. I see Captain Pav, Captain Mr. America. And I said, is the skipper working Fox Footy for the rest of the year, or boots on the ground already? He said, no, finishing off the Fox Footy for the year. So he's going to be calling the West Coast Sydney game as the CEO of Sydney up in the booth. But more intriguingly, he is in the Carlton draft in 2 weeks' time. So the Beverley Football Club here in Western Australia has, I think, got to be the first country footy club in Australia to have a current AFL CEO running out for them at full forward. Pav is playing in 2 weeks for Beverley.
I think Tom Harley's finishing out the season, so that's why it'd be. I know he's the drama.
You guys have a little bit of fun. Is that right? Can I have a bit of fun?
Yeah, no, it's
retirement season, Skeeter, and how this usually goes, right? So for anyone who's not sort of in line with how the retirements go, we put the big dogs up first, right? So 4 weeks out. The big dogs get to say, and it goes down off a cliff to at the end of the season, people are getting delisted. Yeah. Right. So 1 week out, you might have 30, 40 gamer. Mark Redding's hanging the boots up. A week before that, it's 100 gamers. You get the real big dogs. So a couple of big dogs retiring this week. Travis Boak. I heard Kane Corns had him number 4 all-time Port Adelaide player. Had a couple of good players in front of him.
Interesting, he had Treadray at 2 and he had Robbie Gray at 1. Yeah.
And Sean Berger. No, Gavin Wanganeen at 3.
Yep.
387 games, most of all time at Port Adelaide, 7th all time in the AFL games played, 3 All-Australians, 2 best and fairest. I was drafted with him out of Geelong Falcons. Our dads played together at Torquay Footy Club, so quite close to their family. we were in the same draft. He was a lot higher than me, Skeeter, and he played in the grand final his first year, 2007. I remember
wasn't a pretty
sitting watching him. Still got to do it though. Your first year to be in a team in a grand final team, that speaks how good he was, and then his consistency through his whole career.
Universally admired, I think, inside the club, I'm sure, and around the league.
But like they have been one of the more successful clubs over the last decade. Now they haven't won a premiership, I know, but in terms of win-loss record, that's with him as captain for a fair bit of it. So he's going to be one of those players that finishes his career without a premiership that probably deserves one, you'd say?
Oh, there's myriads of players.
Yeah, but he's one of them for sure. So well done, Trav. Have a beer, mate.
And Callum Ward, obviously.
Callum Ward, 327 games. More games than I thought he played. I mean, he's been around for a while, hasn't he? Inaugural Giants captain, first Giants BNF, first Giants goal scorer, Bulldogs premiership player.
16.
Was that? He didn't play in that. He was at Giants then, obviously.
I think he'd gone.
Of course.
I think he'd gone to the Giants by then.
I think he had to. That would make any sense.
I should know.
No, of course he did. It would have been 2012 when they started.
Yeah,
That's the idiocy by me, which it probably comes with the parcel of this podcast. Good player though, consistent.
Hard as nuts, big hard man. I say big. No, he had the hard head and he was like just charged.
Big, hard man. Oh, that is good. Skeet, while I introduce this, I'm going to find some footage that got sent to me on Instagram that I just want to show the people. I just thought of it. Made me chuckle, actually. Should we get into the games?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, there's about 5 that we'll just give short thrift to because once again, do you know it's been about 9 weeks since we've seen a real upset in the AFL.
So is there one brewing?
I think that, well, you can't say there's not because there's so many matches that appear one-sided that surely the more we go through the season, there's going to be a little hiccup at one game that you think's a fait accompli.
All right, I like that. I'm going to pick a upset.
You need because you got one in your tips last week, so there you go.
I did find the footage, Tony. If you could just ISO me, mate, that'd be great. What did you do on the weekend? Did you go out?
Oh,
did you go out?
I can't remember.
Well, footage has emerged with your weekend. Looking good, Skater.
What is that crap?
What are we doing, mate?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that funny? Is it good?
Mate, someone said that to me and said, saw Skater at Hippie Club and I lost my mind this morning.
Well, I wasn't at Hippie Club. I wasn't anywhere exciting, but thank you very much for that.
So was that you or not?
No, I don't own a pair of white pants.
You don't recall?
Dancing.
You don't have white pants. Port Adelaide v Freo, Adelaide Oval, Saturday. Oh, this doesn't have signs of an upset.
It's a banana peel game.
Yeah, boy. Freo have never beaten Port Adelaide at Adelaide Oval from 7 attempts, thanks to Aspect Accountants. That's the numbers of this game. Average losing margin of 45 points.
That's why he's. Boy. And look, if you're going to look back at any signs, was last Sunday a sign that they've been up for a long time? 3 months essentially, yes. Where they lost one game and that game was against Sydney, I think.
Yep.
So they've doing a lot right. Yeah, this is a little challenge for because obviously you've got the Lions after that and then you've got the Bulldogs. So just have to make sure you take care of business against the Port side. Put it this way, I'm glad it's this week and not in the final round. I think Gold Coast have got Port in Ken's final game.
Yeah, but is Travis Boak playing in this or is he done? He's not having a farewell game, is he? Because if he's got a farewell game, that's very, very bad news. Yeah. Connor Rozee will return. That's not good news for Freo.
No.
Why are we looking at this so worryingly? Freo have won 10 out of 11 games.
Well, let's put...
They've lost one game in 11 weeks.
Yeah, no, but that's my point because it is so hard, as you know, to win consistently so many matches. I mean, bear in mind, then we go back to this year, Collingwood, big run. Now they're in a bit of a hole. Even your club in 18, won 10 in a row, then lost the next 3. Had to little hiccups. Now this is not necessarily going to happen with the Dockers. And bear in mind, the question with them is, do they get Nat Fyfe back to replace Hayden Young? It's all about can they avoid what they did in the first half against Carlton? They were on the back foot for a chunk, and I'm not sure if you get your 4 goals down at the Adelaide Oval whether you've got the ability to come back and beat a team like Port. So look, they might come out and just smoke them, But I've got, when you get this feeling, there's a concerning feeling about how this game might play out. And you and I are doing this game on radio on Saturday night. It's got a question mark against it.
Where am I working Saturday night?
You know you're working with me Saturday night.
Oh, God. Who is going to replace Hayden Young is the biggest question out of this game. Is it Nat Fyfe off the back of 27 disposals in about 70 minutes? There was definitely managed minutes. Or is it Will Brodie who's been just stacking up stats for fun in the waffle?
No, it's Nat Fyfe. Will
As
Brodie.
A sub? You can't play him full game.
No, I agree. No, but it has to be as a sub and hope that there's no early injury.
So is that what they're going to do? They're going to play a player and hope that they don't have no injuries. They just hope they don't have to play.
Well, they're obviously confident that he could get through a large portion of the match. And at the moment, with Johnson missing, look, I'm not saying Fyfe is a given. He might, but he the way, and I saw him on Saturday, the way he played physically, he looks as if he's in a decent spot.
But he did, but he did his calf. He looked the same way. I thought he looked brilliant until he did his calf at half time.
Yeah, well,
when he hadn't played.
So we just don't play him for the rest of the year.
Well, mate, this is the serious question. You've got to be weighing up.
But
mate.
Who else is there? Okay, of the
Will
midfielders.
Brodie.
Will Brodie hasn't played senior footy for 2 years.
I understand that, but this is the state that Freo are in. This is why it was such a bad result. Hayden Young gets injured. They don't So let's just say they played that Fyfe. Let's say they have an early injury.
Well, okay,
and then what? Fifey goes down. Then who are you going to play?
A little guarantee for you, just a little guarantee. I believe guarantee.
Is this guarantee of the week? Is this Homewise Solar?
I'm happy to say guarantee of the week. Nat Fyfe will play before Will Brodie. That's pretty strong.
Okay.
Given that the Brodie's getting 40 touches every week.
Great. But you don't. Okay.
I've guaranteed something I don't know, which you've guaranteed that Hayden Young wouldn't play 3 weeks ago. I'm just telling you my thoughts.
I just hope Cooper Simpson or.
I said Nat Fyfe would play ahead of. You got to listen to the guarantee.
Well, I don't listen to you. Can you guarantee that he plays? Can you guarantee 5 players? That would be actually going on a limb.
You didn't listen to what I said. He will play before Will Brodie. That's a guarantee. Take it to the bank, lock it away. Thanks for coming.
Can you guarantee that Fyfe will play?
If it helps you, I'll guarantee Fyfe. If it just will shut you up, yes.
And
then will you go away?
Just say it.
I guarantee Nat Fyfe will play.
Great.
But I don't think I'm 900% sure.
That's right, because Skeeter, you can't guarantee Skeeter knows what he's talking about, but I can guarantee you Homewise Solar will save you money if you go and check him out, speak to Steve and the team.
Geez, I'll look at that team list when it comes out this afternoon. If he's on the travelling party, I'm going to look really stupid.
Bloody oath. I just hope he doesn't travel.
All I said was he will play ahead of Will Brodie.
No, you said I guarantee Nat Fyfe plays. Did you hear that, Tony? Yeah, not away. Yeah, thank you. All right, West Coast, who are you picking? I did get one pick, by the way.
Yeah, and you know what? That's made my week. It means you're about another $1,000 down the Googler.
I forgot to put my tips in, and they were just all red. I showed you that, all red.
I'm 4 clear on top.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going okay.
Jeez. Do you guarantee that you win the tipping?
No, I guarantee nothing. I'll tip Fremantle here on the basis that they're playing really good footy, but I will be. If you're a Docker supporter, you talk about being nervous at halftime. I think you'll go into this game with a real red flag or two around the spot.
Hey, make sure a couple of things that you need to go and buy. Go and get some BackChat ales at shelterbrewing.com.au. They're selling out fast online. They're bloody beautiful beer. I'll get Skater to taste one on Monday, I reckon. A bit of celebratory beer. Maybe you can have one after you kick one from the boundary. That'd be nice. Shelterbrewing.com.au. Get into the BackChat ales and caught up with Chris and the team who are running Frothtown this year. Frothtown just around the corner, 22nd, 23rd of August. Head to froth.town for your tickets. Skeet is going to be there. I'm guaranteeing that. And we'll have a couple of beers down there, which will be good fun. One of the best beer festivals going around. So make sure you go and check that out. West Coast v Adelaide, Optus Stadium, Sunday, 3:10. Shocking shift. I hate 3:10 games on a Sunday. It's a shit time. You finish late. It's just
finish late. As soon as the siren gone, you're basically out of there.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I mean it's Channel 7. How many people you got working for you over there? There's like 17 people on the panel. You have pre-games and post-games, and oh god, what are you doing post-game? Are you sticking around? Are you?
I'm doing radio actually this weekend. Yeah, so I'll be doing some radio.
You've been clipped, have you?
You've been clipped.
You've been clipped.
Yeah. Which you'll be accustomed to having hasn't been clipped.
God, can't now. No one even works with Fox Footy. Simo will have a job at Melbourne. Perhaps the CEO of Sydney.
Yeah,
last man standing.
And Kath.
Sorry, mate, I didn't mean to bring up your bank.
I'll just roll.
Who's taking over?
I think Sodas is coming across from Adelaide to do the game. So I'll just
turn up,
feel like Scotty Boland.
Like Doug Bollinger.
No, Scotty Boland was bowling well.
Doug Bollinger's a good bowler too. But
Scotty Boland's a bloke that, took wickets.
You're Scott Boland.
At the moment, I feel like Scott Boland.
So a gun, an absolute gun who can't get a game.
Basically. No, I'll be on PR and doing you can come and do post-match, given that you do some work with PR. Come and sit with us till 7 o'clock and we'll just recap the...
I'm happy to.
Which will be
I'm happy to, for an invoice.
100-point loss, possibly.
I'll do that, no worries. Yeah, I'll come up. Yeah, do you want me up there?
Oh, we'll just
Can you guarantee me an invoice?
Speak to the boss. His name is Mr. Pavlich, do you?
West Coast v Adelaide. Liam Duggan's 200th game. He was in here yesterday recording the Forward Drive podcast. He was up and about. His brother Josh was in town, is in town. Say his parents are in town. This is big from Doug. I think I saw somewhere during the week that he said to a recruiter, they said, what sort of player do you want to be? He said, I want to be a 200-game player for one club and win a premiership. And he will do that. And he's the captain.
Yeah, that's and a lot of respect at the footy club. Pick 11, I'm guessing. I think he's pick 11 or thereabouts.
It's pretty high.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely. It's not, he's gone through, like every senior player at the footy club, a lot of hard yards in the last couple of years. But I think on Sunday, hopefully, he'll get the recognition that should come his way. I think it's another sort of farewell for Gov and for Dommy Sheed, isn't it? So that's
Lap of honour.
Lap of honour. Do you say, is there anything like statute of limitations? You can go back and get yours.
Well, there's a couple of things here. So yes, I haven't had my lap of honour.
What do you? I'll ring
Lewis Jetta, Chris Maston, and me. None of us have had it, right? So that's one thing.
Maybe you'll get a toot or something. Just take you around the three of you.
You can ride it. You can make me the driver. But the second thing, I'm having dinner last night and Alex goes, you want to go to the grand final? I'm like, not really interested. I can't really be bothered. She goes, these people are going over. Dom and Brooke are going over and Gav and Maddie are going over. So why are they going over? And she goes, well, they've got their lap of honour at the MCG. I didn't fucking get one of those either.
Yeah, that was COVID, wasn't it?
It's so fucking what? I want my lap. I want my lap. I want a free flight and I want tickets to the GF and I want my lap. And Masto wants his lap and Jets wants his lap. And you're clipping them up and you're putting them out there. I want my lap. I've had enough. I want my lap. I actually have never said that before. I want my lap.
Did you retire the same year as the other boys or not? No. What was the difference?
Me and Jets retired same year.
Yep.
Daly retired.
And so that's...
And Masto the year before me.
So therefore, why didn't Masto get a lap?
I don't know. Because he got retired.
Yeah, but
we all got retired.
Yeah, that doesn't matter how that happens. My honest question, is there a number of games you have to get the MCG lap on grand final day or not? Is it 150 games or 100 games or something?
Well, I've done all.
No, I'm saying, but yours was during COVID, wasn't it? Was there a COVID element that stopped?
There has to be a games thing because otherwise every player that gets delisted is doing a lap.
Pre-game goes for 4 hours. We're like the Logie Awards.
Anyway, I want my lap. Okay,
we'll try and organise it. I don't know how we'll do it.
Adelaide have beaten West Coast the last. My Homewise Solar guarantee the week.
You won't get my lap.
I won't get my lap. No, I'm serious. I won't get my lap.
Well, it's too late now. You can't go back. When are we going to roll you out?
Imagine that. Will Schofield from 2020. You would pay for your own tickets and own everything just to be there for me at the back of the concave or the motorcade.
I'm going to be in the boot of the car just crying, laughing.
So good for bloody whipping through this show.
Let's go.
Adelaide have beaten West Coast the last 6 times they've played. So has everyone else. Aspect accountants, there's the numbers. Adelaide have had 8 10-goal wins this year. West Coast have had 9 50-point losses. How big will this be?
It's all in the hands of what Adelaide decide to do, and if they rest Tex or if they decide just to manage a couple of players. Rory Laird was managed last week, but gee, the quality there. I mean, Dilthorpe, they've got every line covered. Their midfield with Jordan Dawson. I'm looking forward to seeing him live and Isaac Rankin just to see how they Because they want to win the minor premiership. They want to finish top 2. They're winning this game.
I reckon they'll be a gear down.
Of course they will.
When they're not going to be at prime.
Well,
time.
how can you be after that game against Hawthorn where the blood's flowing? No, I think you're right. I still think it's a 7-8 goal win comfortably. If they turn it on for one quarter and then sort of, as I say, put the horse to sleep and just that'll be it.
Is that what they say?
In a Melbourne Cup, you get the horse to sleep and then you get it to relax. So it runs out the 3,200 metres.
I thought you were talking about, when the horse maybe hasn't been going too well.
No, horse to sleep. No, not euthanizing. No, not the glue factory. No, it's just about putting the horse to sleep in running.
A few of your past bets put a few horses.
I put Hawthorn to sleep last week. I need them to get beaten by no more than 12 points, and then your mate Watson and Gunson missed goals, and margin was 14.
Yeah, like I said, I bet they knew, and that's why they missed, because Mark Reddings was on it. Jack Graham will return from that suspension. I pick West Coast. No, I'm joking. I pick Adelaide.
Adelaide comfortably.
Hawthorn v Collingwood, Thursday night. This is a game we need to talk about, Skeeter. This is huge. Has massive repercussions. There's about 3 of these games left where whoever wins, whoever loses, it goes both ways. It's still side bottom's 350th game, 2 premierships, 2 best and fairest, one of Australia. Had a great career so far. He's got plenty more to give, I'm sure. A couple of ins and outs. Tom Mitchell, Billy Frampton, Jeremy Howe will return for Collingwood. And Luke Bruce, as well as Changuth. Jaff.
No, you did well, but the way you were talking made you sound like Gerard Whateley, just giving it that, he sometimes pauses. Or Andrew Demetrio giving the Brownlow medal votes.
3 votes.
Anyway, you clown. The important is to give it...
Will Day's out.
Will Day's massive out. A couple of big ins, given what we've seen with the Collingwood defence in recent times with Moore being isolated, is that Frampton and Howe give them that defensive sort of steel that they've been missing, dare I say, part of the pun.
That's a good point. So Billy Frampton, big in. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and Billy's no superstar.
No, but he just plays on someone.
Exactly. No, so on that basis, Hawthorn has to win. Their season, their year depends on it. Collingwood, obviously, a bit like talking about your 18 year where you'd lost 3 in a row and you just needed a match to get back, and a lot of clubs have seen Sydney last year. They had a massive loss to Port Adelaide, remember?
Yes.
And then they got back on track and they ended up winning 5 in a row to get to a grand final. Is Collingwood following a similar path? Little dip and then rising. Tonight we might find out more. But really looking forward to this. Big crowd. Hawthorn were very good against the Crows without winning, and Collingwood, well, they weren't as good against Brisbane. So there's a few question marks against their name at the moment.
I can almost guarantee you roll this out on radio and Ben, that aspect accountants, he gets excited by numbers and he'll be very excited with this one, Skeeter, and you can use this if you like. Games between Collingwood and Hawthorn have gone win-loss, 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 etc. since 2018. For 7 years, these sides have not won 2 games in a row against each other.
So Hawthorn and Morals.
Collingwood beat the Hawks earlier this year. So
Hawthorn and Morals.
Hawthorn win. I'm picking Hawthorn, by the way.
Okay.
They are not favourites, but it's such an interesting matchup. Given Collingwood's on the slide, 3 out of 4, they've lost. But I just think Hawthorn find a way to win this one. Not sure how.
Will Day, big out. And their tools, how that's going to work. I know we've discussed that before.
I don't know why. They've gone with that again. They've gone with that was not working against Adelaide.
No, their efficiency inside the forward 50 was poor at times with the big 4. So I wonder. Well, I'm not as confident. I prefer a smaller forward line, to be totally honest, and just take the one out and just make the hard call.
Maybe they're thinking they can stretch Collingwood. They need to get it done inside though. If you're going to go in with a tall forward line, you need to get it done inside the contest. So they're going to be backing guys like Newcombe, Warple,
Nash.
Correct. Yeah, Nash. Nash actually turned it around in the second half. He was horrible in the first half against Adelaide. You picking Collingwood?
I am, and you always talk about moments. Well, I know it's not 400, it's not 300, but it's 350, isn't it, for Steele? So I bottom.
Collingwood.
It's just that little bit of, and I think he's a much low figure there. So I'll pick the Pies to end Hawthorn's season.
Bobby Hill is out again. I forgot to mention that, which I'm not sure what's going on there. Geelong v Essendon, GMHBA Stadium. It's Friday night footy in Geelong.
Yeah, it's you. You're doing that game.
Oh, God. I mean, seriously. Geelong won the last 8 matches against Essendon by an average of 58 points. When these sides met 8 weeks ago, thanks to Aspect Accountants, Geelong won by 95.
Cricket score at the MCG.
Cameron kicked only 6. I think Jeremy Cameron kicks...
I said 8 last week, so I was a couple short.
I think he kicks at least 10. Yeah, I think he goes double digits. And he leaves himself around about 15 to kick for the 100.
In two games.
Which is very doable.
Well, they've got Richmond in one
Sydney.
game. And Sydney. Yeah, Sydney's obviously a bit tougher, but...
Nah, mate.
Kicking 7, right?
He's on for 100. He's on for 100.
Well, put it this way. This week will determine whether he gets to 100, I reckon.
Interestingly, though, it's the Scott brothers against each other. And I think Brad will be...
Play 4 players on him?
Yeah. I think he'll be like, stuff you, Chris. You're not having a player have 100. I'm going to put 4 blokes on him.
Yeah, we're still 25 short. As I said, unless he kicks that huge bag, if he gets 5 this week, then it's probably out of the realm. But either way, it's about the only fascinating factor of this game. Geelong win. They win comfortably against a Bombers side that just can't wait to get to that last match against the Gold Coast Suns.
Richmond St Kilda. Yeah, I pick Geelong. Richmond St Kilda. Wow. Can't wait.
What time's that on?
Saturday Arvo. 11:20 for us.
You know, Fox likes to say Super Saturday. Have a look at the games on this Saturday. It's shocking Saturday.
Hang on, but everyone was whinging about it last week. Oh, I can't believe Fox Footy's got all this.
Who's
no,
whinging?
not you. Not you. Everyone was crying that Brisbane and Collingwood were behind that paywall. So now what? No one's whinging. So no one's upset now. Richmond, St Kilda, Brisbane, Sydney, Carlton,
Victorians.
Gold Coast, Port Freo, all junk.
Well, Port Freo's the only game of any... Yeah, there's a lot of crap on Saturday. Anyway, that game, Richmond, St Kilda...
I better hear the opposite of crying and say, oh, thank God that it's on Fox Footy and we can't access it. We don't have enough money to pay for this.
I haven't heard any of this since early in the season, and it's all come from the East, but you've regurgitated it.
All I've heard. Carry on about Brisbane and Collingwood. I can't hear my ears. Crying.
Thanks, Mr. Fox.
West Australian representative now. Everyone's leaving.
Yeah, no. Well,
Richmond, St Kilda, Saturday Arvo at the G. I'll give you the very high level stuff and then we're moving on. Jack Steele's 200th game. I wonder if you'll get a game or if you'll be playing sub. That's it.
Well, just whether Nasai lights it up and
adds
another couple of dollars to his contract.
Who's winning?
St Kilda wins.
Yep.
Richmond, I think their year's done.
Stop talking.
Yep.
Done. Brisbane versus Sydney. Gabba. You reckon Richmond's year's done, do you? You reckon that?
No, a young team that's given their all. I think their year... they got beaten by 100 points on the Gold Coast. So, yeah, I think their year, a bit like the Eagles...
You reckon it might be done?
When I say done, as in, they were competitive for some stages, and now I think they're completely in the West Coast Eagles category.
Brisbane, Sydney, Gabba, Saturday Arvo. Could be okay competitive.
Who's this?
Brisbane, Sydney.
Yeah, no, well, Sydney's one of those teams that can and have the ability to.
Yep.
And Brisbane haven't been great. Lockie Neal missing the rest of the home and away season with a quad.
Big.
That's significant.
So you do that in the game or you do it at training or something?
No, I'm unaware of how that happened, to be honest.
Because the quad can be really
long-term.
Troublesome, yeah. Instead of a hammy, which is 21 days, quads can be 6 weeks, depending on which one and so on, where it is. So that's not good news at all for them. Sydney have only won once out of their last 7 matches at the Gabba, thanks to Aspect.
And Logan Morris, who doesn't get a lot of airtime. I mean, we all talk about young talent. This kid's, he's an absolute gun.
We're picking Brizzy.
We're picking Brizzy. And who's a kid that kicked 3 in the first half against Collingwood? Smith? Young forward. No, he was really good. I
didn't say it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Of course you were out on the bus.
Carlton v Gold Coast Marvel, Saturday night. Witts and George Hewitt's 200th game. Carlton have beaten Gold Coast the last 3 times by an average of 31 points. Chance for an upset here, Skater?
Yeah, this is one of those Marvel sort of matches where if the Suns go down and they're sort of not quite switched on. I thought Carlton were okay last week. I know it's, they get beaten by 3 goals in the end and the second halves again just falling away, but I thought they were pretty decent. If they bring that to the table, they'll push Gold Coast early.
Jack Silvani's speaking to every team in the country at the moment. He's speaking to Essendon and Collingwood. He needs to tighten up the leaks, I reckon. He's done for the season with his groin, but he's chatting to everybody. I don't see Carlton being able to challenge off the back of a Perth trip. It's a big trip that people worry about coming over here, but you've also got to get home. So I don't have them as a chance to upset them at the moment, Skeeter. GWS v North Melbourne in Canberra. Who's watching that? Seriously. 11:40 Sunday. The Giants have lost both their games at Manuka this year to Port and the Dogs.
This won't be happening.
Toby Green returns from suspension. Jesse Hogan is in doubt with a foot injury, which is big for the Giants. They've got a lot of injuries at the moment. GWS, I think.
They can't win the flag.
They're in a bit of trouble, aren't they?
Yeah, they win this, but they can't win the flag. From what I saw on Thursday night, I know it's only one match, but yeah, they're going to have to do too much just in September if they get there to make an impact.
Aspect numbers, 133 players have played a game for GWS. Only 2 have never played a game with Callan Ward, and it was Tom Sheridan and Nick Madden. That's a good stat.
That's a good stat.
Yeah, very good. Thanks to Aspect. I'll pick the Giants. Melbourne v Western Bulldogs, MCG Sunday Arvo. Ed Langdon's 200. How many milestones are we talking to? There's a lot going on. Ed Langdon, by the way, he went pretty hard at the board. See that?
Yeah, he was strong. Yeah, publicly.
Strong.
Which is
like
rare.
it.
Which is rare, yeah.
I like it. He just said what he thought. He said that's what the board thinks, and that's what the board thinks, but I don't agree.
Yeah.
Don't say that very often.
Yeah, I mean, it's different if say, John Longmire is appointed next week. I think you've got to back your guy, and at the time, and they do. They love Goody for right or wrong, and so
Premiership coach, mate.
Yeah, of course, your loyalty levels. Yeah. You know, that's not something. I think the board will cop that as yep, we accept you're not happy, you're pissed off about the way it was done. And Ed Langdon, so having played 200 games, he's just allowed to have an opinion of sorts. Doesn't mean he's not going to get right behind the next coach.
No, it doesn't. Well, no, I'm sure he will. In fact, yeah, I've seen that lots of times where the playing group in the footy department is a lot closer. You don't even know the board. Well, I'm sure he probably doesn't know them all personally.
Jacko certainly made sure everyone knew about the board of the Eagles this week.
What do you think of that?
Fine with it. He's having his opinion. He's a club great. He's got his views on what needs to be done and what hasn't happened in the past, and he's aired them publicly. Not for the first time, but he was just very strong on the board, not being able to deliver and being as transparent as he would like, and he's entitled to that opinion.
Yeah. I didn't have a great deal I could disagree with.
He said they were irrelevant as a club on the East Coast, which is right. And you know what? Even in WA at the moment,
correct.
It's hard to get excited about anything happening at the club.
And we haven't heard from the board at all. Now, should we? The argument is like, well,
did you hear from the board in 18?
No.
No, I'm saying it's only in bad times you want to hear from them, isn't it? So
yeah, and it doesn't mean they need to bloody hold a joint press conference and do a board meeting in public, but Elizabeth Gaines is the chair. We don't hear much from her. But again, I said this yesterday that they would just say, well, we're speaking by our actions. Like they've basically turned over every major post in the entire footy club. Like they're doing a fair.
And if that was working more quickly, then you're right. The board. Yeah, I think sometimes it gets overplayed. The board. I think they're trying to set it up as they have, and if the things go wrong, then they deserve to get some scrutiny. We're talking about Melbourne Bulldogs, aren't we? So if Troy Chaplin gets his chance to maybe audition, I don't know if he's got any chance.
Do you know the new coach thing? Like when the new coach coaches
the record,
first game,
he's
good.
Yeah.
Bulldogs drop this one? Melbourne players unite and they go, we'll stuff you, we'll show you.
Possible. I mean, if this goes at Marvel, I just think it would have been, again, cricket score for
MCG.
MCG is a little bit different. Yeah, I still think the Dogs. I mean, they're too much quality. And
no May, no lever.
Yeah, defensively,
no May, no lever.
With Norton and Darcy just doing what they do.
Bulldogs.
Dogs.
Okay. Will Schofield, Mark Reddings, Shelter FootyCast. Okay, Skeet, couple of questions to finish off, then I'm off to an appointment and you're going to go warm your hamstrings up for your kick that's going to stop the nation.
No, I've got stuff to do.
From YouTube, JG Formanton. As a Freo supporter, I'm pretty happy, to be honest. Sure, we have been coming from behind and even against bad teams, but we are still winning. Our record against other top 8 teams is really good. So as long as we don't slip up against Port this weekend, I'd give us a decent chance in the remaining 2 games in any final. Not bad for the youngest team in the comp.
Yeah, and people are saying, Dockers weren't impressive. They've only beaten teams in the bottom 8. Who cares? All you can beat is who you're beating. And when you get the opportunity, and obviously you have to rise to the occasion. I can tell you now, as a coach, you'd rather have 3 very, on paper, easy games to get you through to September than 3 really tough ones. You just got to keep banking wins and get into a position to challenge. And the Dockers are doing that. The criticism, any criticism of them at the moment, I think is unfounded, given this time last year what they were doing compared to this time in 25, they are miles ahead. Well done to them.
I've got a bit of a longer one we're going to get through right now. It's from Keely, big fan. BackChat, Shelter FootyCast. Hello, Keely. Thanks for this. I haven't read it, but I can see Skeeter's name littered throughout, so hopefully it's just sledging him for the next couple of minutes. Ahoy, boys. It's Keely. So just listening to today's episode and realised I know less about Skeet's past endeavours than I thought, and have found myself on a little bit of a deeper dive of his historic affairs. Not like Coldplay kind, in media and journalism kind though, because we did have the TV logie in here. Have you taken that home, have you?
Yeah, I haven't just left it here, no. Yeah.
Why not?
Well, because I just tuck it away. I don't leave it out for public display. It's just a little...
Well, it's very
keepsake.
safe here.
No, not safe here, but safer at my house.
What do you do with it at home?
Nothing. It's just tucked away with like your premiership medal somewhere.
Okay. I've stumbled onto a website with an inquiry form to book Mr. Reddings as a speaker / entertainer.
Where is this going? Am I getting smashed again?
I don't know. / entertainer for your next event. So, Skeets, to save the inquiry, I thought I'd just ask the question here and give you a chance to sell your services, which is done ever so well in the 3 paragraphs I've got open here. What if I was considering you to be not so much a speaker, but an entertainer, which is what you are advertised as?
Bulldogs.
As an option for what looks like a potential independent service that would, what would this look like hypothetically for my next event? Like, what entertainment may we expect for us as a crowd at said event? Can we expect just some general chit chat and weather updates, or... or we give you the 3-minute fucking weather report, or would we get Skeeter 27 shelters deep speaking Swahili half the time and spending the other half standing at the front of the groups presenting his betting acquisitions to the crowd as he munches down more than his portions on the Jats crackers from the shared plates? I know you can speak, Skeet. We hear you do it every week, but yeah, just thought I'd see what we'd get for entertainment. Please take this as a formal inquiry. Thanks, legends. Keely via email.
Keely, take this as a formal response. I have no idea what that entertainment element is. I don't put that on any of... I give my details to whether it's certain booking agencies, and you know what? If I don't get a gig in the next month, I don't care. I'm happy to sit at home and just watch footy.
So what if Keely or others sort of said, I'd like to skate to host our next event.
I can MC.
Yes, I know you can MC. You're a brilliant MC. I'll give you that. But what if they want entertainment?
Well, I can sing with a band if I need to, but that's at a pinch. I've got about one song up my sleeve. That's Suspicious Minds, and that's about it.
Oh, that's a good song.
It's a great song.
You sing that one?
I do when I've had it. Yeah, we've been up and about. I'm not singing it now, but if that's where you book my services.
Right. There you go. There you go. If you want a solo rendition of Suspicious, is that "You Caught in a Trap"?
Absolutely.
Is that?
Yeah, I went to Graceland last year. Yeah, it's Elvis, Graceland last year, and that was...
Are you proud that I knew, not only did I know a song,
it's one of the most famous songs. Yeah, it was good.
And the artist.
Yeah. You've heard of Elvis Presley, haven't you?
Have you seen him live?
I haven't seen him live. Not seen him live, William. But thank you, Kelly, for your contribution and piss take along the way.
We're done, mate.
Good luck at the school, and good luck in paying whatever you're going to pay to get the boys in and out about.
Yeah, chuckle it along, mate, because you'll need some Homewise Solar on top of your $5 million house you just bought. So don't laugh at me about paying money. And of course, our good friends at Aspect Accountants. Make sure you go and see Ben and the team at Aspect Accountants, aspectaccountants.com.au, and the team at Homewise Solar, Steve, homewisesolar.com.au. Get yourself a battery or some solar on top of your house, just like Scott.